Hey, 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 we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Tamika here. We're live at 11. I'm just a few minutes early today just because I've got a training that starts at 11, which I'll be a tiny bit late to, but that'll be okay. So as you hop on, say, hey, 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 tell me where you're watching from. I see Donna there. Man, you are on it. I love it. Um, Today, I want to teach you guys how to start winning in your nutrition. So last week, I did a little survey. I reached out to a whole bunch of people on my social media sites, and I just asked, what is harder for you to be more consistent with, diet or exercise, your nutrition or working out? And the mass majority of people came back and they said nutrition. And if I'm being honest, that is my downfall as well. I love working out. Well, I love working out when the workout's over. I have a at-home gym, which makes it super convenient. We purchase a workout program, so we're told exactly what to do. I've got my husband that helps keep me motivated for that. And so, exercise just kind of comes naturally to me. And all growing up, I never had to worry about what I ate because it would just fall off because I had a very fast metabolism and I was a very active child. And so when I became a mom, and I think it was the age of like 26, 27, when I realized that my body changed. All of a sudden, those late night cookies that I was eating, they were still there in the morning and the next day and the next day, and they just stored right there on my thighs and in my midsection. And things that used to not bother my stomach in the past, like started to bother my stomach. And, just my body wasn't functioning the way that it always was. And we know that ultimately your health starts in the kitchen. It starts with what kinds of food you're putting into your body. And like I mentioned for the survey that I did, and in fact, I want to know, okay, so in the comments, tell me, in case if you didn't answer yet, but what's harder for you, nutrition or exercise? I'm just curious. Okay, so drop that. But anyway, and so nutrition is hard for me because I've never had to do it. And so I haven't made it a habit growing up. And so now that I'm older, I'm realizing that things just are different, right? And so as I was sitting, I wanted to make sure that I brought you some quick value today, some quick tips that you can use right now to help you start winning in your nutrition. Okay. Now, I'm not expecting you to start some crazy diet. I'm not telling you that you have to like cut A, B, and C out completely. I just want to give you some quick tips that can help you start making better habits that can ultimately help you start winning in your nutrition. How's that sound? Okay. So go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments, because the first tip that I'm going to give you is to plan ahead. Okay. I am late to the grocery pickup trend. Okay. We just started this 3 weeks ago, and I will tell you, it is the best thing ever. So what we started doing about a week before the new year is I decided with my husband that I was going to sit down on Sundays and I was going to plan what we were going to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the upcoming week. And he was in charge of getting on the app and putting the items in the cart and scheduling grocery pickup for Monday at 10 a.m. Okay. And so we've been doing this for the last 3 weeks, and it is amazing. So I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner planned out. I know how many fats, carbs, and proteins I'm eating at each one. I know what kind of meat to get out of the freezer to defrost. I know when I need to start cooking things, whether it's in the morning or whether it's at night. And so we just have a game plan. And what this does for me is it limits snacking because I already know what we're eating. In the past, I wouldn't ever know what we were eating, so I wasn't looking forward to anything. And so I would just like snack on string cheese, snack on chips, snack on pieces of bread, snack on crackers, snack on cookies, just throughout the day, thinking, well, I'm eating healthy because I'm eating healthy at these other meals, but like, I just didn't know what I was having. And so I didn't like look forward to it and know that like, hey, just don't snack, wait a little bit because you're about to have a nice dinner. Right. So starting that has been very helpful. And then it's also helped because we are not having to go through the grocery line or go through like the aisles in the store. And like before, I would just pick up a bunch of random stuff that was on sale or looked like a good deal or sounded good in the moment because I was hungry while I was shopping. So we're not buying junk food. We're literally just buying what's on our meal planning list. I'm saving myself time because today I went and I just sat in my car for about 5-10 minutes when they brought the groceries out, and I was able to work from my car while I was sitting there. And then I got home, I put the groceries away, and it was like a total of 15 minutes where if I needed to go grocery shop for all those ingredients and all of the food, I would have been in there for 30, 45 minutes and then come home and have to put it away. So I'm saving time. And then what our Smiths does too is they do double the fuel points. So now we're saving money on gas. Okay. So I know this isn't about like a saving money, saving time video, but I'll tell you, by taking that first step of planning our meals in advance, we are saving time and we're saving money. Okay. And so I take this little, I wish I would have brought it in here. I take this little sheet, I print it out each week, and I just put it on my refrigerator. And as I eat breakfast, I cross it out, lunch, I cross it out. And, I'm only cooking maybe 4 or 5 times a week. And then we're having leftovers in there, light lunches. And I'm able to like plan, okay, are we having, a lot of protein for breakfast? Or are we having a lot of protein for dinner? And then like, okay, where can I throw some extra carbs in there? Where can I, and so I'm able to like see the progression as far as like what kinds of food I need to be eating. Okay. So that's number one, plan ahead. I promise you that is going to make a difference. And if all you choose is one thing, just, start with that one thing. Okay. Go ahead and drop a 2 in the comments for tip number 2. And that is to know your portions. Okay. So now that you are planning what you're eating, now you want to know your portions. So I want you guys to hold your hand up like this. Okay. Something that's very strange about my hand is I have a very big palm. Okay. I was told this, what grade was it? It had to have been like 6th grade. And they said, oh, you should play the cello. You have really big hands. And I was like, okay. I do have very big hands. Okay. I have very big palms here. But what you need to know when looking at your hand is this right here is about the serving size that you need to have of your proteins. It's about 3.5 ounces. Okay. So the first thing, and my husband, we were serving up food last night, and I put on my noodles, I put on my salad, and I only had a little bit of space left for my meat. And protein is most important. It's the slowest to digest. It's going to help you feel fuller. It's going to help you develop that lean muscle. Okay. And so the first thing you want to put on your plate is your protein, and you're looking at your palm. Okay. So that's the size of it. Then close that hand and make a fist. And this is the amount of veggies. So if you were to put that down on your plate, how much veggies, and veggies should be the second thing that you add to your plate. So proteins first, then go ahead and add in your veggies. Okay. Then turn that hand upside down, put it in cup form. This is about a half a cup right here. And this is your grains. So your rice, your noodles, your pasta, which is the same as noodles. But those are your grains. Okay. When it comes to your carbs, your grains. So whatever you could hold in the palm of your hand is what you put on your plate. Okay. And then from here, you're going to look at your thumb. You're going to take it from this line up, and that's how much you want to use for your fats. Okay. This is about a tablespoon. So your dressings, your butter, your mayo, like your sour cream, those kinds of things, which, speaking of sour cream, you guys, if you have not yet switched it out for Greek yogurt, trust me, it's amazing. Okay. But, your fats should be about your thumb right there. So your portion size is literally in the palm of your hand, everything that you need. Start with your protein, do your veggies, do your grains, and then do your fats last. Okay. So that's tip number 2, know your portions. Now, tip number 3, drop a 3 in the comments for me, please. Drop a 3 if you want tip number 3. Tip number 1, plan ahead. Tip number 2, know your portions. Tip number 3 is to track your food. Okay. Now this is the hardest one for me because I just want to eat the food. I don't want to write down what I'm eating. And if I'm snacking throughout the day, then I don't want to write down all those little snacks, like, a Hershey Kiss here or there, like I'll go run up and down the stairs, then it doesn't count, right? No, it does. Okay. So you have to make sure that you're tracking your food. And when you do this, it's going to limit your snacks. It's going to help you see what you're actually eating and make better choices. Okay. So when you track your food, there are 2 things that you can track. And if you've never done this before, I would start out with calories. Okay. So each of us has a set calorie that our body automatically burns just by functioning throughout the day. And then when you add on extra exercise, then you're going to burn more calories, right? And so if you want to stay even,
obviously the food that you consume needs to match up the energy that you're burning off. Okay. The calories that you're using up, right? People gain weight when their calorie consumption is more than what they're burning off. Their body stores their extra calories in their fat cells so that we can use them for later. And if they never need to use them for later, then it just adds and adds and adds, right? And then those that want to lose weight, you cut those calories down a little bit. And so then your body is using that stored fat for energy and you're able to lose weight. Now, sometimes, actually all of the time, if you cut your calories for too long, for too much, your body's going to get used to functioning at that level. And then you're gonna have to cut again, and you're setting yourself up for a disaster. Okay. So, you want to have maybe like a 500 calorie deficiency every day if you're trying to lose weight. And so for me, I get that through my exercise. So how much does my body need to be able to burn? How much should I be eating? Right. I've got that right there. And then when I do my extra exercise, then I'm burning more calories throughout the day, especially if I'm doing strength training. That's going to help me burn longer calories throughout the day. Right. So tracking your food, calories is one thing that I like to track. And then the other thing is macros. Maybe you're finding yourself stuck and, not feeling very great. And it may just be because of what you're eating. And, some people do a low carb diet. Some people do keto. Some people do paleo. You can do whatever you want, but macros are important in all of them. Right. And so what are your macros? Your macros are your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. And you can get on the internet and you can search a site and it can give you like some suggestions as far as what these should be set at for you. But I know for me personally, I have the hardest time hitting my protein goal every day because I just don't want to like chew on chicken all day long, right? Like it just doesn't taste so good to me. But you can get protein in a variety of ways and you don't even realize, you may think that you're eating healthy. You have this humongous salad and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so healthy, right? And you just have like a couple pieces of chicken on it. And then you've got like ranch all over it, cheese all over it, all the fixings, croutons, nuts, craisins, olives, eggs, peas, you have all that on top. And then you've got your salad. And in reality, that's not super healthy. And when you look at it and you break it down. Okay. So it's very, very important that you're tracking your food and you're paying attention to the calories, you're paying attention to the macros. Two apps that I've used. The first app is I always use my Fitness Pal. And then recently they changed it and they started charging. And so now I no longer have the scannable barcode, which was really helpful to me because I hated to always have to like search the food. It was just nice when I could like scan, and it would pop up and it would tell exactly what it was. And I just changed the serving size on it. Right. And so recently I've started using my plate, and my plate has the scanning option. It tracks your water, it tracks your exercise. In fact, if you have a watch, you can sync it. So like mine tells me how many calories I burned for the day, how many calories I've consumed, what my breakdown is of my proteins, fats, and carbs. So I'm really, really liking my plate right now. And of course, all the apps have an option that you can upgrade and pay for them. And, it's definitely worth it if you're using it. But for now, just use the free one. So make sure that you track your food. Now, my last tip, okay, so we talked about planning ahead. We talked about knowing your portion size, and then we talked about tracking your food. So my last tip, in helping you with your nutrition comes down to the things that you're not supposed to have, right? Like we know that we shouldn't sit down and eat a bag of potato chips. We know that we shouldn't like eat a whole bag of Reese's cups, even though they're so good, right? But like we know that we shouldn't be doing those things. And I feel like sometimes if you just restrict yourself and say like, I can't have those things, then it makes you want them even more. And then when you get to eat them, then you just go crazy, right? And we don't want that. Oh, it's 11:11, make a wish. Okay. Squirrel. Said we don't want that. And then, okay. So what do you do? So for me, what's helpful is if I plan ahead. Okay. Sorry about that. Woo. Plan ahead, which kind of takes me back to point number one, right? But plan ahead as far as the snacks or treats that I want to eat. I can put them in my plate. I can put them in my Fitness Pal. I can see how that messes with my numbers as far as calories, fats, proteins, carbs, right? And then I can just adjust. And, I can have a 1 instead of 10, and I can get that craving and be able to still have it. And then the other thing that I did recently is we have this freezer drawer in our refrigerator, our freezer, and we keep all of our chocolate in there. Okay. I love chocolate. Good. So chocolate from Halloween is still in there, some chocolate from Christmas. some chocolate from the Valentine's section that's already out in stores right now. Like, so we have this freezer portion that's just got, Rolos, Reese's, like the mini Reese's, Kisses, Dove chocolates, just, the little individually wrapped things. And what I found is myself going there and like taking handfuls of it throughout the day, right? And not tracking it on my app because I didn't want to tell anybody. And so what I did instead is I made some protein balls. I, found a recipe that had protein in it and, peanut butter and some chocolate chips and some other things, right? And I put those in the freezer on top of all of the chocolate. So now when I open the freezer, then I'm like, okay, what do I really want? And so being able to replace your bad habits or like bad cravings or snacking behavior with healthier ones is going to really set you up for success. Okay. All right. So I hope that this was helpful. I teach women how to win in their life, whether it's through fitness, their nutrition, their mindset, their relationships, their finances. And I'm so happy that you're here. Make sure that you connect with me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and click that link in my bio and make sure that you get subscribed to my Fit Tip Friday emails and join my Get Fit Club on Facebook. Sound good? All right, you guys, we'll see you later. Bye.